Hello and welcome to another Bushwhacker review. Today we are going to be taking a look at NASCAR Authentics Wave 9 for 2017. Honestly, I think it is my favorite wave of the entire year. This is just such a solid wave. You've got DNP cars, you got 1/64 scale exclusive cars, you've got special paint schemes, you got a funny car, just a fantastic wave all around. So why don't we just hop right into it and start with my kind of least favorite of the wave. And that is Jimmie Johnson's Patriotic Lowe's Chevrolet from 2017 from the Coca-Cola 600. These Lowe's cars recently have just not been doing anything for me, especially these Patriotic cars. They're not bad, but it's just like, I miss those old really colorful, like dark metallic blue, red, white cars. Like now they're just kind of plain white cars with little blue and red. They just kind of look plain and boring to me. I don't know. Sure, some people like them, but I think like 2014 was the last time I really enjoyed a Lowe's Patriotic car. But I'm sure Jimmie Johnson fans still like this car. I'm sure Hendrick fans do. I mean, it is nice that it's like a metallic blue, and even the white's kind of like a pearl white. It does have the NASCAR Salutes logo and the Check It for Andretti logo right there. Has the stupid A-post shit that you would expect by now. But like I said, this is probably the weak car of the wave. It doesn't really do anything for me. Like, I was pretty excited for this entire wave, but this car was just like, whatever. So, that's that. Now let's get into the better cars of the wave. We have Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Exalta Dux Unlimited Chevy from the Bristol Night Race this year. I reviewed the 1/24 scale of this car if you want to see a more detailed review of this car. I do definitely like this car. It is very like simple but yet works. Just the black, the camo, and the silver already look good together, and then you have the bright orange to break it up. A lot of people do seem to like when numbers actually stand out from the car. I like it when it looks good. I hate some of those, like, especially Hendrick, I'll just say, because people always want to like shove those neon yellow, like, you know, Jeff Gordon Rainbow 24 numbers, that color number on like everything. It's like, oh, it stands out, it looks great. No, it doesn't half the time. Like when they did the yellow numbers for Jeff Gordon's final race, like all the cars ran yellow numbers. Some of them look fine, some of them look really stupid. Like I remember Casey Kane's black Great Clips car just looked incredibly stupid with the bright yellow number, but I'm sure a bunch of Hendrick fans loved it, so whatever. But anyways, why don't we just get right to the next car. We have Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Mountain Dew SA Chevy from the Kansas Spring Race. Honestly, my favorite paint scheme of the year for Dale Jr. And yes, I mean favorite as in not throwback, because I know somebody's going to be like, what? What do you mean? The best paint scheme he ran was the Budweiser throwback. I can't consider throwbacks as like my favorite of the year and like my top paint schemes of the year. Because as far as I'm concerned, throwbacks are older paint schemes. If you want to say it's the best paint scheme of 2001 or whatever, then fine. But throwbacks should be kind of a separate category. I love throwbacks as much as the next guy, but I hate when people are like, these are my top 10 favorite paint schemes of the year, and it's like 8 throwbacks. It's like, those are old paint schemes. Those aren't new paint schemes. But whatever. This is definitely my favorite paint scheme. I reviewed the 1/24 scale of this one as well if you want to see a more detailed review. I just absolutely love this color. This blue is just one of the best colors I've ever seen on a race car. Just fantastic. Next up, we've got Clint Bowyer's Carolina Ford Dealers Darlington Throwback. This is a very nice looking throwback for this year. Based on Mark Martin's #1 Carolina Ford Dealers Ford from like 1990. Not Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin. I laughed back when this car got revealed because everyone's like, oh, it's Carolina Ford Dealers. This is Jeff Gordon car. It's a Jeff Gordon car. No, it was actually on Mark Martin's car because Jeff Gordon was the only one that raced Carolina Ford Dealers. I do absolutely love when they can actually get the old sponsor back for the race. Like, if this was just Mobil 1 with this paint scheme, it wouldn't have much of an effect, but Carolina Ford Dealers actually being on this car makes this fantastic. I have debated picking up the 1/24 of this year, but I haven't done it yet. I probably will at some point, because it's just a beautiful paint scheme. It does actually have the Texas Strong logo you can see in the A-post, so that's cool. They kind of added those to any of the throwbacks they were making later. I wonder if Logano's Darlington throwback is going to have that. Like I said, just a beautiful paint scheme, and we didn't get much stuff for Clint Bowyer this year. We got his Mobil 1 car in 1/24, and this car in 1/24, that was it. I think we got the Haas car in 1/64, but it was on the shitty mold, and I don't know, Clint Bowyer just kind of got shafted in the diecast department this year, but whatever. I do kind of wish that Ford Dealers were somehow bigger. They had to fit it in there, but on the real car, it was like took up the entire quarter panel, so just having a little tiny shoved Ford Dealers logo in there. Wow, that fuel cell decal looks really good, doesn't it? Next up, we've got the DNP car for this wave. We got Kevin Harvick's Textron Off-Road Stampede Xfinity car from Atlanta in the spring. And this car was a full DNP in 1/24 and 1/64 scale, so If you're into DNP collecting, this is definitely a car for you to pick up. Really not that great of a paint scheme. It's just white and like a dark blue. It probably is coming across as white and black on camera. Just, you know, I can see why this car DNP. This isn't exactly the kind of car that everyone's like, oh my god, best paint scheme of the year. I need that immediately in 10 different versions. Like, I don't think anyone really thought that. Maybe somebody did, because there are definitely people out there that like some of the strangest paint schemes, but I like getting a DNP car, and I like getting a 164 of some of these random paint schemes, but definitely would not have bought a 124 of this one. Does have the blacked out side skirt, little like exhaust piece, which Stuart Haas has been doing this year for some reason. Does still have the old spoiler, because, you know, only Chevy can get the new spoiler. Screw Ford. They don't really want to waste the time updating these yet. Very nice. And yep, still Xfinity series. Still don't have any of the logos or anything. I guess because they want to just hide the fact they can't put monster, so they're just going to say screw all banners. I don't know. Next up, we have a 164 scale exclusive for this line. This was only produced in 124 scale regularly. We got Ryan Reed's Lily Diabetes Daytona raced version. And as you can see, a ton of good damage on this car. I debated getting the 124 of this one, but I haven't really decided yet. It is very damaged. If you're into damaged cars, this is definitely one for you. And if you want a 164 of this is the only way to get it, is in this Authentics line. But as you can see, just tons of damage. This race was a pretty bad wreck fest of a race, which pretty much most of the plate track races this year have been hilariously stupid wreck fests that were like barely any cars left at the back, and most of the cars that win are beat to shit. So, you know, there's that. I don't like wreckfest races. Like, I don't want a race that's just single file freight train the whole race, but I don't want a race where like 5 cars are left at the end. You're just like, well, I guess I like him. I guess I'll root for him. Like, every driver I like is already wrecked out, so why do I even care anymore? But every race was pretty much like that this year. So, whatever. What are you going to do? Definitely a nice car, and I'm sure this car is definitely going to be very popular with fans and collectors above. I might get the 124. If I do, you'll see a review. Next up, we have Joey Logano's Pennzoil Ford for 2017 from the Las Vegas race in the spring. If you're trying to remember what this car was, I'll just do a quick demonstration here. There we go. It's definitely a interesting and unique paint scheme. Said it's got like yellow and then has like a different yellow design. I have reviewed the 124 of this one if you want to see a more intricate review of it, but I don't know why Pennzoil is doing these kind of like crazy yellow on yellow designs. I definitely would prefer some of the more simple designs, like the 2013 he used with the yellow, just the black and red. That looked nice. His colorful like platinum cars look nice. I definitely like this one more than the 2016 one. The 2016 one is just a little bit too... The yellows, especially on the diecast, were just kind of too different to be good. This one blends a little bit better. They are keeping this paint scheme for 2018. Just now, it just says Pennzoil on the quarter panel. Big, huge Pennzoil, no shell. And on the back, there's one of those giant-ass Roush-style logos that just like goes over the indent and just looks kind of weird. But I'll review the 124 when that comes out, so you'll see a video of that. You know how much I like me some Pennzoil cars. So, not a bad car at all. Next up, we have Brad Keselowski's Fitzgerald Glider Kits Ford from Talladega and Richmond. This is another 164 scale exclusive. They made a 124 scale regularly, but to get a 164 scale, you need to go to the Authentics line. It got DNP'd for some reason. I can't hear you can't actually get a set of all 4 Fitzgerald Penske cars in any scale. Like, you can get the 124s of the 3 NASCAR cars, well, NASCAR car and truck, but then the IndyCar is 118 scale. And then for 164, you can get the IndyCar. Did they even make an IndyCar 164 scale? I don't even know. But you can't get the truck in 164 scale, so you're just kind of... You can't really you cannot get a set of these easily. Definitely a nice car. I definitely did like how they kind of just, you know, reversed the colors of the Xfinity car. More teams need to know how to reverse colors. Like, I know, like, you know, Brad and Joey run the Auto Trader cars that are exactly the same every year. Like, I would love for them to do a reverse some year. Do them in the same race and have, like, Logano's be the orange with the blue scallops and have Keselowski's be blue with orange scallops. I think that would look awesome, but I don't know. It's probably a popular car. Everyone liked this bright lime green car. I'm sure some people didn't like it because, you know, some people seem to be like, oh, it's too bright. I hate these bright cars. It's like, yeah, I totally want more white and black cars and we can have a cool neon color. Whatever. Next up, we have Courtney Force's Advanced Auto Parts Chevrolet Camaro funny car. It is cool that we're finally getting funny cars back. You know, we got some funny cars in Wave 8, now Wave 9. It's definitely a nice touch, you know, because we kind of got them in that one wave last year, and then they just kind of forgot about them entirely, it seemed like. Or no, they did them in 2 waves, didn't they? But, so it's nice to actually get some more in the Authentics line. It is cool to branch out to other series. Honestly, tell me if these are popular in your area, because in my area, these things aren't popular at all. Like, every time I go to the pegs, there's like 5 or 6 Dale Jr. cars hanging there, and there's some funny cars hanging there. Like, those are the ones that nobody wants. I at least understand because they always overpack Dale Jr., and I don't know why they think every collector in the world wants like 20 Dale Jr. cars, but hell, I just went to a store the other day, and they literally on the pegs were like 7 Dale Jr. Jollington throwbacks and like 5 of the John Force Peak funny car. And that was all that was on the pegs. It's like, oh, wow, interesting. These just still have the rubber tires, so that's nice. Definitely a nice paint scheme. You know, Advanced Auto Parts does know how to make some cool cars with the dark red, the bright yellow, and the black. Like I said, pretty much beyond that Highway Patrol funny car from Wave 8, these really aren't too popular, but whatever. It's still cool to get other series. Maybe they'll ever branch out to, like, maybe they'll do, like, a dirt car in Authentic someday. I don't know. But there you have the Wave. Like I said, it's definitely a very solid Wave. Probably one of my favorites of the year. Take out this car, and it would be a pretty flawless Wave. I mean, some people would say take out the Juniors, too, but I like those Junior paint schemes, so whatever. But, you know, that's up to you. If you want this Wave, it should still be in stores, well, at least if I was recording this video. But they're kind of going weirdly with waves. Like, I don't know why Lionel's so weird with these. They'll be like a wave a month, and that'll be good. But then sometimes they'll be like nothing for months, and they'll just keep restocking a wave over and over again, so then it'll get stale. Or then there'll be the things where they'll be like, they're releasing too many stuff at once. Like you'll find like scraps of one wave at your store, and then a week later they'll restock, and it'll be the next wave already, and you're like, but I didn't get the rest of the other wave. Which, yeah, that's why I haven't done a Wave 8 review yet, is because I can't find the damn Wonder Woman Danica Patrick car. So, I have to find a way to get that before I do that video. I just, now, as of recording this video, I found Wave 10, but I only found, like, 6 of them, so whenever I actually complete these waves, you'll see videos of those too. But I want to get these out faster, as I said in my Wave 7 review, so here you go. But I think that's all there is to say. This has been a review of NASCAR Authentics Wave 9. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.